Good afternoon and greetings from sunny California.
And greetings from New York, which is just as sunny, by the way. We're just cold.
It's cold.
30s.
We're having a bout of unseasonable warmth.
Rub it in.
I'm not, no, it's going to go right back to the bull tomorrow, but today it's like 71.
Oh, okay. For those of you acquiring, we are live. Hello.
Yes, we are. So come on in the room and get comfortable because we've got a lot of topics to get to. And we got a lot of Bravo Bull. Bravo has kept us very busy this week. You think they were Reese Tisa?
Yes, it's so much going on. Like 50% of today's episode is Bravo related.
They've been busy. So
Yeah.
where do you want to start? You know where I want to start. We don't have to start there.
I feel like we should just get right into the hot topic headline.
Marlo has been fired. Thank God. You sorry excuse for an aunt. I am so glad I am not related to you. The way you threw them boys out when that plot line wasn't going your way, and they've already been through trauma, that is foul. That's a new level of foul. And then you wanted to spend the entire season coming for Candy. Well, now Candy has left, but she has jobs. You have Le Archive.
Well, okay. So Marlo, her contract expired, just like her peach, I guess.
She is expired fruit, rotted fruit, curdled fruit.
I mean, this is the statement that she put out. Because I'm just wondering, was she fired or was the contract just not extended?
That's firing. Your contract not being extended is a firing. Marlo has been Le Archived.
Good one.
And here's the thing, Bravo will hit you with she's on pause. Like Andy said, Dorinda is on pause, not Dorinda's fired. And they've kept Dorinda employed. So I feel like if they wanted to say, oh, Marlo's still a part of the Bravo family, Andy would have come out and said it like he said it with Dorinda. Nah, that heifer was canned like a peach.
What was Marlo really that bad? Just looking back at it?
Yes, because she used those boys for a plot line. Now, all right, you didn't have personal story. Okay, neither does Kenya. All right, you don't want to talk about who or what that lift chair is for in your house. Okay, keep your love life out of sight or financial life out of sight. All right, then you want to build a fake house. Well, Sheree did that. So you're going after one of, Real Housewives of Atlanta's tried and true. I'll let that slide. But when you mistreat children so you can be on a show, that's just pathetic.
Allegedly. I don't know.
Throwing them out the way she did to me is mistreatment. When I say you got a home here and you under 18, you got a home here at least till you 18. And she was mad they're not cleaning up their room. I'm sorry. I'm tired of people expecting adult behavior out of children. We got too many grown people that don't wash their legs or their butts. So I'm sorry. You expecting a kid to clean their room? How many adults clean their room? Have you seen hoarders? Girl, boom.
Chuck Stovall in the chat says Marlo was almost as bad as fake drug.
Yes. Just as phony and pretending to be so upper echelon. Now, you could be an upper echelon adult worker. I ain't saying nothing wrong with adult work, but honey, you could have been honest about it. At least that would have made you interesting.
So this is Marlo's statement. My contract with Real Housewives of Atlanta ended when season 15 wrapped. This break from ROA is a fresh start, allowing me the space to participate in new creative entertainment projects focused on my future and not reliving my past.
Oh, goodness. And that last one was a dig at Candy. You can't leave out of here without throwing a little dig. Nobody cares about your past. No one cares about your future.
Well, I do think that Bravo's going to keep her around. I expect to see her on the next Ultimate Girls Trip, or we might even see her on Traitors because, look, I think she'd be like a good choice on Traders, maybe. What do y'all think in the chat?
I can't say no. Because
Look, I'm
Phaedra has been enjoyable on Traders, but also we know she's a traitor in real life. Ask Apollo.
yes. I mean, we'll see it on the Married to Medicine reunion, what he has to say.
I can't wait.
I guess that's a good segue. I mean, the Married to Medicine reunion is coming. We got the trailer as well as these looks. Now, these looks, these looks, these looks. What did you think about it? I mean, it was a garden theme. Like I was seeing flowers, floral.
Florals for spring, groundbreaking.
Good one. I'm looking at the looks. I don't like what Dr. Jackie is wearing. A lot of people liked it. Some people said they liked Toya's outfit as well. I didn't care for it. Phaedra's look, it was all right. I just hated her hair. Like, I love that dress. And it seems like Ayan had let us know that Phaedra was biting her. And I'm just saying, Ayan, Phaedra got you together one time. I'm just saying, like, you're inviting that again.
That is true. That is true. Phaedra will sit back and wait. Don't trust that heifer. Just leave her alone. Unless you have read Angela Stanton's book cover to cover like me, I wouldn't cross that heifer.
I really like Heavenly. Like, she looked great. You know, even though she's ugly on the inside, I thought she looked pretty. Like I think that's the best she's looked in a while. No?
She looked like Swamp Thing.
Well,
that bullfrog bone structure with that green dress took me right back to 1993 when Swamp Thing would come on and I'd watch it because wasn't nothing else on. That's what Heavenly's dress gave me. Looked like she just came out of the swamp with all them vines and whatnot. I thought that I liked Toya's dress. I could tell Toya's dress looked good in person and showed off that waist. But it was Easter cotton candy themed.
Toya's dress looked good sitting down.
Toya's dress would have looked great if it was a Mario theme and she was a Black Princess Peach.
Simone, she's given like deaconess at the church, a little
Mother of the Bride.
Yes, actually. What did you think of Quad? I didn't really like it. I mean, she looks pretty, but the dress just isn't doing it for me.
The dress is there from the Ashley Darby collection to show off her Ozempic.
You think Quad was on Ozempic? I don't even think.
Quad looks like a stick figure in that picture. Like, Quad has always had thighs and butt. She's always had a natural butt. It never looked lumpy. The thighs matched. And she also had breasts. Now she looked like she lost 10 pounds. She looked like she dropped a smooth 10 pounds. And she didn't need to. I don't think she needed to at all. She was a beautiful, juicy Southern woman. And not that juicy. But now I want to give her a sandwich. I'm like, girl, you looking like Kyle. And Kyle's looking like that because she's stressed out from, leaving Mauricio.
And Sweet Tea, I gotta say, I always have something nice to say about her, but right here, this dress has aged her significantly. Like, she looks like the mother of the bride in this photo.
Is it the dress that's aged her or that husband?
Ooh, I didn't even think of that.
And then think about it, like, this young girl has now all around these biddies, and that's the last thing she needs is to get style advice or to, see what they're wearing and think, oh, maybe I should dress more like, no. God, no.
Yeah, like, she's dressed like so matronly. Like, she looks like the same age as Simone.
That's not good.
Right. And we see Dr. Alicia, but she's a non-motherfucking factor, so we could just move on from her.
Mm-hmm.
But
Her husband
collectively,
and her husband who's afraid of vagina.
oh
The
yeah,
way the way when Andy said, "So you don't eat no puss," and he said, "Oh God, no." I was like, "Wait, it ain't gonna bite back." The hell?
that's not something. It's just so archaic and outdated, much like his chauvinist ideals.
I don't know how she deal with them.
I mean, where's the 150K? That's what I want to know.
That's a good question.
I don't know, but I saw the reunion trailer, and it's going to be 3 parts for some reason. 3 parts. 2 would have sufficed.
I want to throw my sandwich at the screen.
I hope Bronx isn't around.
He's right there.
Oh, yeah. Like I'm excited for it, but I just don't think it's worth 3 parts.
No, the season wasn't worth 3 parts.
I
Quad
thought,
should Quad should have been there on the phone, and honestly, they should have called Quad and then just hung up on her.
well,
That's what they did with that trip. They flew her all the way out to San Francisco, let her get to Sonoma, which is another hour and a half, just to tell her we'd like you to leave the trip. I'd have slapped Simone's underbite. I'd have slapped her underbite into an overbite. I would have realigned her bone structure for that bull.
that's crazy. They made her fly cross country for that. But yeah, we have a lot of reunions to cover, y'all. Like Miami's coming, Married to Medicine, and Beverly Hills, which I think was a great finale. Like they gave us luxury in the first 5 minutes. Like the white party with the $400,000 budget. Meanwhile, on Potomac, they spending $68. Right, exactly. And then you have Sutton buying diamonds. Like that is why we watch the show. That is why they are the crown jewel of the franchises. I don't want to hear it anymore from anybody. Beverly Hills is that girl.
And Alex, ask Andy at Next Bravo Con, why are you thrusting 3-part reunions on us when it's not always needed?
That's a good question.
I'm gonna write that down.
Chuck Stovall, better than Salt Lake City? Hell yes. I mean, just because they had one good season, like, truth be told, it could be a fluke.
Well, Jen going to jail on the show, getting arrested on the show. We got to say that was a bit iconic.
Beverly Hills season 1, 2, and 3. I mean,
Fair.
come on.
I would say I will say for the little bit that Salt Lake City has, they've got 2 good seasons out of 4.
The season where she went to jail, like it kind of flopped.
That's why I said 2 out of 4. The first one was meh. The second one was like when she gets like arrested on the show. That was a pretty good season. And then last season with Monica, receipts, timeline, proof, evidence, like that. We can't. So I will say, like, for the sample that they have, they're not neck and neck with Beverly Hills, but they've 2 seasons out of 4 ain't bad.
They're not even neck to ankle, okay? Like it's in a whole other stratosphere. But anyway, I really enjoyed the finale. The whole thing with Kyle and Mauricio, like it's so funny that Mauricio, he told more tea in like a Netflix clip for his show than what Kyle is trying to do. Like Kyle, like she's trying to save everything for like, I guess the reunion, like I think part 3. Like we know what happened. Like, and now she wants to say, oh, he cheated. Well, she didn't say anything yet, but she's kind of like hinting.
She's implying it by saying things like things I wouldn't want my daughters to put up with. That implies cheating. And girl, like, y'all been married for 30 years. Yeah, it didn't happen. And honestly, I don't know why you acting like you care.
Yeah. Also, Erica Jane, can we just both admit that this was a really good season for her?
Because she changed. We only saw her bite at Denise. She was not angry. She was not lashing out at the other women. When somebody tried it, she was like, no, I'm not even doing that. Even her, and the thing is, she didn't get into it with Sutton repeatedly. She did say she was hurt, and we could kind of understand it, but we still like, okay, girl. But it showed growth. It's like you can't be the same person every season, can you, Moore? You can't. You fought with Sutton for 2 seasons. That's enough. That's it. Like, what if you think Sutton's trying to get your goat, let her go on and get it, but don't play into it because it's boring.
I will say I understand now why Sutton was angry by the end of the season, because she saw the writings on the wall with Kyle and Mauricio 3 months ahead, and she asked Kyle about it because that's her friend. And then when you saw in the finale when Erica was talking to Kyle, Erica apologized to her for not being observant, that something was going on. Sutton was, and she got punished for it. So I don't know. I would feel some type of way if I was Sutton.
I'm sure
I'll
Sutton,
lie.
I'm sure Sutton does, but Kyle always gonna be funky about this little marriage.
Rich the Fish says Erica can have a good season, but she has a bad heart. She was smart enough to catch the life vest that Bravo kept throwing her way. Well then. Also, just shout out to our super chats. Cosmicals, thank you very much. Greetings from Germany. Love you guys. Big Ant 06 2003. Hey, can you guys talk about the icon read Tamika Raymond gave Funky Deneva? Now, you trying to be messy. I read it though. It was quite the read. Sugar Sean, thank you. Appreciate it.
Tamika Foster Raymond, what I need you to do is grow up. I just need you to fucking grow up. I am like, why are you getting into it with bloggers that you think you're above? Those two things don't match. They don't meet. You are unlikable. The world hasn't liked you for a long time. Why don't you take our advice and go somewhere with that, with your nasty little attitude? Because it's not that you were older than Usher. It's that you're unpleasant. It's that you're uninteresting. And now you're on the bold and bougie, reminding us just what a pill of a person you are.
Well, I'm not watching that show, but I will continue to watch your reviews of that show.
Thanks, because, well, honestly, at this point, more people might be watching my reviews than the show.
Right. So let's get into our other Bravo news. Let's just talk about Porsha, because this was information. Like, I woke up in the morning, that was the first thing I saw. I was so confused. Like, I was like, what? Really? I had to check to see if this was like credible. And yeah, so she filed divorce from Simon after 15 months of marriage. And y'all know I like Porsha. I don't hate her like a lot of people do. I think she's charming. I do want to see her back on Roa. I, it's just with Porsha, I just know what I'm dealing with. Like, when I saw like that spinoff, I was like, okay, this is the real Porsha. So I just take it. I just take it at face value. That's why I like her. Anywho, do you think it's a stunt?
to get somebody at the State Department to waive Simon's past crimes so that he can get American citizenship, that's quite a stunt. We haven't had a stunt like that since the Halahis snuck into the Obama state dinner on the short-lived Real Housewives of DC.
Well, in the article, they said it had nothing to do with his legal troubles. It was an ongoing matter. So it's so confusing because literally 5 days before, it was all, lovey-dovey, my man, my man, my man. And now just out of nowhere. And then the coincidence that, okay, she's going back on Housewives of Atlanta, now everyone's going to be tuned in. So I don't know. It just all seems too convenient. Something in the buttermilk ain't clean. I don't know.
Maybe he's poor.
That could be it.
There were rumors that he didn't have as much money as he says he does. There's always been those rumors. And so now maybe because the government's like, you got to go, because even if the government did say you can't live in America anymore, with his money, he could fly Porsche to and fro. That's your husband. Okay, we can move back to the motherland. Motherland, you got houses and mansions there. I find the love of my life. He got to go back to, wherever. I'm going to. I ain't paying from there.
Yeah. I mean, we're all going to be watching now. And, Marlo's out. Who else is out? Sonya. I think Drew might be coming back. I'm hearing, because I'm sure a lot of you saw that alleged cast list for Roa coming up. They said Shamia is finally going to get a peach. I don't know why, but we'll see. I think Kenya really might come back, but I don't know. That concerned grimace look on your face.
Just thinking about having to deal with Kenya for another 6 months of my life. It's not fair.
And it says Sheree, she'll be demoted to friend.
She ain't nobody friend.
Look, I'm enjoying her on Traitors still.
Yeah, I am too, because she hasn't said anything all season. It's like you forget she's even there.
Yeah. Also, I just saw on Shade Room, Fallon, remember her?
Yeah.
So she was out with Apollo Nida's wife, and she recorded Fallon asking her, oh, so what do you think about Simon being single? And Fallon was kind of laughing. I'm just like, this is a little corny. Y'all know what y'all doing. Fallon, you're not going to be on Bravo anytime soon. And Porsha will be fine. So I don't know. Maybe that's more shade towards Simon, because Fallon, I mean, she's literally what's that nursery rhyme? The woman who lived in the shoe, has so many kids, didn't know what to do.
Yes.
Okay. So, I mean, I think Porsha will be fine. It's just all just so convenient, and just something just ain't adding up. The divorce and everything, the announcement, I just keep doing my addition, and 2 and 2 just keep going to 8.
This isn't addition. This is an algebraic equation. We don't know what's not adding up is we're missing a variable. There is information that we do not know. We do not have enough information available to solve the equation. We know the value for Y. We know the value for X. We know they end up with Z. However, there is something here that's missing. We don't know if that's an A, B, or a C. We don't know if it's an exponent. We don't know if it's a rational or irrational number. And I bet you the number's irrational. Mm-hmm.
Well, speaking of irrational, so this Brandy Glanville potential lawsuit against Andy Cohen, like pushing him to get fired. She's accusing him of sexual harassment. And again, when you come for Andy's livelihood and career, like he responded in 2 hours. Like I think, didn't he respond to Nene too? Like her accusations, or no?
No, I don't think he responded to Nene's, but he went on and put out, oh, I was on a call. The person was Kate from Below Deck, and it was clearly in jest, but it was inappropriate. I apologize.
Right.
But he was like, you ain't gonna get me heifer. This was Kate. Ain't nobody believing I'm humping her.
Exactly. So I was reading it. I was kind of floored by it. And basically, it said that Andy sent Brandy a video or something with a Bravo star, like saying he would have sex with them and inviting her to watch. And when you read that, you're thinking, okay, he's talking about another man.
Yes. I was going to say Amir from Martha's Vineyard. That was the first person I think. I was like, oh, whose husband? Whose husband?
Now, let's pause right quick. Just speaking of Martha's Vineyard, they have Amir to thank. I'm just saying. Like, I think, Andy Cohen was not going to let that beautiful black man go. So they have Amir to thank for that season to come back. I'm just saying. I saw the trailer for it. I'm gonna be honest, it just don't seem like it's for me, y'all. Like, I don't think it's something for me to watch in the background, like as I'm about to go to sleep, because I don't want the room to be quiet. Like Below Deck TV. Like, it's just not for me. But I'm gonna give them their ratings and still watch it. I'm just not gonna review it. I'm gonna look to you for that. I look to you. Yes. But yes, back to the Brandy story.
Wait, no.
Oh
my God. Oh my God.
Amir and his.
That was one of your best.
I don't know. It just came out of nowhere. I don't know what.
That was the funniest pass the torch of my life. I look to you. I'm going to be doing that for the rest of the day.
Someone said Amir and his bubble butt saved it. Look, I was looking all through the trailer. If he wasn't naked, I wasn't tuning in. Like, I wanted to see something. But so far, it looks like we ain't getting no skin. I didn't see it in the preview. But look, Andy. So Andy responded and he said, the video shows Kate Chastain and I very clearly joking to Brandy. It was absolutely meant in jest, and Brandy's response clearly communicated was in on the joke. That said, it was totally inappropriate and I apologize. Now, I see why he apologized, because at the end of the day, he is Brandy's boss. And just like the Lizzo situation, you can't be friends with your subordinates, because something go wrong, and you're in a position of power, like, that's your ass. And Lizzo learned it the hard way. I'm sure a lot of people in entertainment learned it the hard way. Like, they try to be friends with the people that work for them. But Brandy, I think she's just trying to retaliate.
I was thinking the same thing. Like, this is so clear retaliation, because you were probably making fun right along with him on the phone call. It was all cool, but now that you're in the hot seat because Carolyn Manzo said she didn't like it when you put your hands down her pants, now you want to be like, okay, well, I'm going to go for Andy so that way smoke screen and maybe I can get a podcast deal.
Mm-hmm. Like, it's clearly just the irony of her being accused of SA, and now it's just like, oh, okay, well, I'm going to get Andy Cohen any way I can. Like, she is literally backed into a corner. She is a scared dog right now. Like no one is touching her, no network. And now, you suing Universal now? Yeah, like I don't know. She's gonna be very broke. And then those kids are already grown, so the child support about to be done too.
Ask Nene.
What you think? Well, yeah, Nene's over at Zeus hosting dad
Right.
reunions.
There's some where it's like, you might not want to do that lawsuit. You might not want to do that lawsuit because other networks will just look at you as a liability. And also because it would be one thing, the audience would be with you if you had brought the issue up years ago. But then when it looks like a retaliation suit, it's really like, oh, okay, so not only are you, maybe you're not really being honest, but it looks like you're just using the law to retaliate. Nobody wants to work with that.
Um,
Oh, now, perfect example, Elise Neal. Now, Elise Neal had that light fall on her head, sued Carlos. It's on TMZ. This is not a lie. It's on TMZ. She sued, but that lawsuit was quiet and settled, and you never heard, like, Elise Neal never got on social media and talked about it. Like, she mentioned it once or twice, but you can only find like one or two articles about it. But she knew, like, I'm going to get my money from you. You wronged me, but I'm not going to drag this into the court of public opinion. And Elise Neal's still working.
yeah. The only thing I care about is we're not going to see that Ultimate Girls trip. Like that was a whole trip just wasted for nothing.
Someday, some way, that footage will be leaked because somebody got it. Somebody has that footage, and some way it will find its way onto the interwebs.
It just really sucks. Like just all around. Oh, we got another super chat. Thank you, Michelle Johnson. Come on, Chris. Porsha was a mail order bride. I mean, I think we all know that Porsha marries for survival. I mean, is she the first? Will she be the last? Like, what now? What now?
And I wouldn't even say survive. That's that. If he had what he said he had, that's thriving. But I feel like Porsha got Reese-a-Teesa. This is why you don't marry in Atlanta. You don't date in Atlanta. You just don't. Like, try Charlotte, try New York, Los Angeles, Oakland. We got black men in Oakland. Go date some of them in tech. Palo Alto. Anywhere but Atlanta. Anywhere but Atlanta. I think the next scam's gonna be, they're just gonna be like, I thought he was a man. He doesn't even exist. Was he a ghost? Did I hallucinate a relationship? That's gonna be the next thing.
And last on our Bravo docket, Tom Sandoval compares his scandal to George Floyd and O.J. Simpson. Like, this was just so dumb. And I wouldn't even acknowledge this story, but I was just like, first you brought up George Floyd for one thing, and then you bring up O.J. Simpson's trial too, like two just very.
You weren't even alive during O.J. Simpson's trial.
Was he? I think he was.
That's right. He is 40 or 41. He was.
Yeah, I think he was.
But we were kids. Although I will say I named my first pet, which was a parakeet, JC, after Johnny Cochran.
Why would you name your pet after Johnny Cochran?
I wanted to be a lawyer. He was a famous black man. I was looking up to him at the time.
Okay. This just came out of nowhere to me. Like, out of all the things that has happened in the history of pop culture, you just immediately went to George Floyd and the O.J. Simpson trial. You for cheating on your that was his
live-in
wife?
girlfriend.
His
live-in girlfriend. No.
Oh, okay. Oh, white people whiting. I don't know. Like, I don't watch that show. I don't really care. Is it good this season so far?
I watched the first episode and I might catch up, I might not. A lot of people are over it this season.
The ratings are proving that.
It's like, well, one, the girl that he had the affair with didn't come back, and they didn't pay her. And I think it's just also like these two girls are hanging on to these relationships. Like, one, she divorced this guy, but is still trying to control his life and tell him who he can and can't kiss. And it's like, you divorced him. You should no longer care about his half one lip or his penis. You shouldn't care about anything because you divorced him. If you leave me, you can't care about what I'm doing anymore because you left.
Yeah. Like the words of Fantasia, if you don't want me, then don't talk to me.
Go ahead and free yourself.
Go ahead to someone else.
And honestly, they're like, okay, he cheated, it was wrong. Y'all hadn't been having sex in like a year. You knew this relationship was going to end and it wasn't going to be pleasant. You stuck together for the show. You lived together for a plot line. This was for the show. If y'all wasn't on the show, y'all never would have even bought that house together. One, you wouldn't have had the money. And two, y'all would have just let that little 8-month relationship run its course. Not relationship.
Yeah. And they all cashed in. Like the whole damn cast cashed in from that scandal. They could be mad at him all he wants. If it wasn't for that scandal, like this show would have been canceled. Like this show was literally about to be canceled on its last leg, like right on the conveyor belt to the glue factory.
Mm-hmm. They were getting ready to be cremated, and they, somebody said, "Stop! We still got something in there," and had to pull out a ring real quick. But now the conveyor belt seems to be fire up the kiln.
Right. Oh, thank you, S. Lloyd, for the super chat. Also, our little cash apps are right there too, if you want to donate. Let's see. Any other Bravo news, y'all?
I think somebody said I didn't know Tom was straight. I mean, it's California.
Mm-hmm.
So they're more heteroflexible out here.
Yeah, like white people is kind of different. I don't know. Like
very true.
So I guess we can get into other hot topics, not involving Bravo. Let's start with Kelly Rowland's week, because like the whole beginning of the week, we're just getting a little bit like more and more details about this Today Show debacle. Like on one end, the dressing room was too small. Even Hoda Kotb made a joke about it. And then the other reason was because they kept bringing up Beyonce. Now, let's talk about that just right quick. Kelly Rowland, like every time she's being interviewed, she's asked about Beyonce. Is that fair to Kelly Rowland? Because I know we all love Kelly Rowland.
Okay. It's one of those things where this is where I say, as an artist, you must be graceful. Because without Destiny's Child, we wouldn't know what a Kelly Rowland was. It's like Deborah Mesking. Every time you do an interview, they're going to bring up Grace Adler. Like when you have an iconic character or something like that, they're going to bring it up every time. Whitney Houston, Whoopi Goldberg, they're going to bring up Sister Act. It's like there's certain things that, like, you know what? They know you best from that. They love you for that. Is it fair? And you can say, well, I'm my own star. I want to come and talk about this. The audience loves you for that. And people want to watch the show, and they're like, wait, you didn't ask her one thing about them? Oh, my God. I would say this, volunteer. The shit ain't going nowhere. It's not going to change, Kelly. It's like you're going to wake up black and a woman tomorrow. That same shit ain't going to change. It ain't going to change. You ain't going to wake up and you've magically grown a white penis. It's not going to change. So go in there and say, Beyonce is fine. She told me to tell you what's up and keep some hot sauce in your bag. Boom, there, done. Now you can take control of the narrative. It's going to happen.
I do think she needs to come up with a way where it doesn't bother her. Like, be in on the joke. Like Michelle, like poor Michelle. Literally, poor Michelle. She's had to deal with being the third string. You know, like I know Kelly's mad about being second string, but just think about being the third. And no one wants to be Michelle when people are saying, "Oh, we're Destiny's Child." Who's the Michelle? Like, I think Michelle, and this is no shade to her. I just think Michelle has definitely learned how to navigate that with a sense of humor. And like when she's on the carpet, like when someone asking her about Beyonce, what you think about the music? You heard it? She was just making faces like,
right. You have to
like,
you have to make fun of it. You have to be in with it. And also, Destiny's Child was one of the biggest groups of all time. And like, other than Beyonce, neither of you have done anything individually to have those kind of successes, to have that kind of numbers. Like, if you had hit those kind of numbers independently, then maybe we wouldn't be talking about your largest success to date. But ain't none of you come out with no movies, no TV shows, or no albums that have eclipsed Destiny's Child. So we gonna bring it up.
right.
They don't always ask Beyonce, and they bring up Destiny's Child to Beyonce every 5 damn minutes. They asking her about a reunion.
Well, that's why Beyonce doesn't do interviews anymore, because they know it's going to be asked about. But I just want to say, Chip H said, it's not fair, but it's not going to stop. And I think that's what we're trying to say. We're not trying to like, we love Kelly. Like, Kelly is, a great talent, but it just is what it is. We know it's not fair, but it's going to happen.
And so it's either you control it, or moments like this happen where it's like, oh, well, now people are going to start calling it diva behavior and whatnot. And that's not really fair, but it's like, well, that was your biggest success to date. That's where everybody kind of knows you from. And now you're branching off into something new. You're doing a movie. You didn't start out as a movie star, was with Destiny's Child for a minute, and then went back to being a movie star. Like, it would be like if they asked Amanda Seals about Floetry every 5 minutes. Like, we barely remember you were in it.
Now, speaking of Kelly's movie, Mea Culpa, did you see it?
I need a cigarette.
Because I'm not watching a Tyler Perry movie. I'm just not. It was written, directed, and produced by Tyler Perry. That's all I need to see to not even like watch it. Was it that bad?
So the acting was not bad. Kelly's not a bad actress. I wish she would do, like, she's a sitcom girl. I definitely felt like with this movie, I'm like, please don't do any more thrillers or romance. You need to do sitcoms. You're a light spirit. You're a beautiful light spirit that comes naturally to you. Like when she was that scammer girl on Girlfriend, she was real good there. So that's why I watched. I had seen some of her acting, and I was like, okay, I like her. I want to say thank God, Kelly. Like, I don't know if she spent her own money to do her hair and makeup, but she looked flawless throughout the entire movie. Even on a freaking motorcycle with no helmets, the hair was blowing just right. She maybe Beyonce gifted her hair and makeup. Like, ooh, I heard you was going to do Tyler Perry. We can't have you out there looking like our mother did in those outfits back in the day. But the plot, everyone had like honestly, Kelly, you should have sat your ass and dealt with that small dressing room, because you were going to dupe the people into watching that bullshit ass plot. The plot. None of the movie made sense at the end. It was a murder mystery. Now, here's the thing. I watched Fall from Grace. I made fun of the wigs. It was a good plot and it was well acted. And I talked about that. Like, I would watch Fall from Grace again. It was a good, crazy movie. I love a crazy movie. The crazier it is, the better, but it has to make sense. There were such big, glaring potholes. Like, everybody kept saying in my comments, what happened to the skull matter on the picture frame? There was DNA, so we're just ignoring DNA evidence. Because one person that was supposed to be dead, were they dead? Were they not dead? Like, it just, like, when you got to the end, none of it made sense, and that makes you angry. And so, Kelly, I'm mad at you for deceiving us, because you know that shit didn't make sense. You ain't a stupid woman.
I think it was the check. She did it for the check. And since Tyler Perry, he doesn't pay his writers because he's writing it. He's not paying a director to, bring his vision to life. He's doing it himself. He has all this excess money to pay an actress like Kelly. And it is doing successful now. And it's number one on Netflix right now.
For the weekend. Netflix number ones are like Nicki Minaj number ones. They come and go like a fart.
Well, okay. Well, I will not.
I hope this doesn't mess up opportunities for Kelly because the movie was so bad. Like, even if you're a good actor, you can only do so much with crap on the page.
Blanche Neverho says that movie is number one on Netflix, so he has no incentive to improve the quality because folks are going to hate watch it.
You just want to see, like, okay, will I like it? Is it a classic? Like, is it a funny, crazy movie? Like, Fall from Grace was good. The wigs were funny and distracting, but it was a cool, crazy plot, and it made sense. Because if you're going to do a murder mystery and have all these clues and weave this web, everything has to come together. It was just a whole bunch, but what happened there? But what about this? I could have written it.
Well, I won't be watching that movie, but thank you for letting the people know not to waste their time, even though they're probably going to watch it anyway. Speaking of acting, Normani is acting like her album's going to come out this year. She finally released, not a date. She did not release a date. She just released the album cover. The Normani fans are so excited. And I'm excited for them. But I would be like, Charlotte, set the date. Set the date. Like, girl, 2018 is when she said she got her album title. So now she's just like putting up the album cover. So I don't know.
What does she do for money? Like, I'm not being shady. I'm being real. Like, is she an actress that occasionally puts out a single or something? Because Brittany Murphy did that. Brittany Murphy did Faster Kill Pussycat, a couple other one-off dance tracks. But Normani, if you're a singer, who's paying you to perform what? Are you touring? And what are you touring with? Covers? Where is the income coming? Who is bankrolling this?
I think she's a socialite right now. And I think it's more so her label's fault than her. I'm not going to fault her too much. But the thing is, it's a running gag now that, her album, it was supposed to been come out. And just hopefully after all this time, it finally comes out.
But I mean, it may be her label's fault, but where is the money that's bankrolling this life? Where's the money, Lashondra?
Yes, I'm aware of what happens with her parents. I mean, I'm really sorry to hear that. But
and we're not bashing her. I'm not. It's fascinating to me that somebody that hasn't come out with music since 2018 has been living a fabulous, very high-end life without a singer, but not coming out with any music. We know singers where it's oh, you made your money off this album or off that album. Where's the album she made money off of? Because that Fifth Harmony money gone. Because you was splitting that 5 ways.
And Normani was out and about everywhere.
And has been for the past 5 years, where it's where is the income?
So yeah, I mean, I'm sorry, about her parents and everything. I'm glad she has she finally has the album out. But during the time, I'm wondering, those 3 years that she was out, Like it wasn't because
She writes for other artists. There we go. There we go. That makes sense. Okay. Okay. Because she looked rich. Normani don't look like a struggling or a new artist. She looked like the checks is coming in. And I'm like, if you got all this time to wait for an album to come out, like, where's the money, Lashandra?
Yeah. But I'm just saying, all you Normani fans that's been waiting for her album, y'all just better make sure you support her. Because I want to see that album be number one at the top of the charts, because y'all been asking Normani for this album. Also, y'all, side note, I live across skyscrapers. So the sun is kind of reflecting off of it. I've just been trying to like go with this. Because it looks like I'm glowing right now.
Just beam.
Right. Thank you, Abby, for the super chat. Michelle Johnson for the super chat. Mia Culpa was basic, like TP hire writers. That's never going to happen. He's a greedy billionaire. And like most billionaires, they're going to take advantage of people to get more money. Let's see. Moving on. Tiffany Haddish is a moron. That's what I have written here.
And that's all we need to say. We don't need to go into anything else. That says it all.
I want to see for myself what's going on. I want to see for myself. I'm going over there. I'm going to ask questions. And she's like has her mimosa in first class. Like apparently you can just go to Gaza. She wants to go on a war zone to see what's happening for herself. Like, I wish this was Pop Roast Extra. I really wish it was, because I want to say something, but I'm not.
Please don't.
I'm not. But she's just a fucking imbecile. That's what she is. She's an imbecile. That's all I can say. A dumb. Anyway.
A do fierce.
Right. A numbskull.
I saw that. I said, I hit the Alicia Keys. Oh!
Like, she's not funny whatsoever. And I'm kind of sad that girls trip catapulted her to the point where I got to put up with her ass. Like, can we just stop paying?
When is it my turn, damn it?
What?
Why is no? When is it my turn? If we gonna let this heifer rise, can I get some shine too? Because I won't waste fame with this kind of foolishness.
Exactly.
I will stay in my lane and not swerve. I'm good at it.
Look, all it takes is one shot. just get us there. We will not abuse our platforms. We will make y'all proud.
Yes, we will. Like when we went to BravoCon, we will make y'all proud.
And just a quick shout out for Black Excellence. Shout out to the Reed. Like they went to that to Beyonce's hair care event, and I just saw that picture today with them. I was just like, now that is just like a full circle moment. Like I just know how excited they must have been. Like iconic. Just shout out to the Reed.
and also like Beyonce, I want to see them in every commercial. No one has repped you harder than they have. The people that work, you need to cut them a check for real. No play. Have them as the brand ambassadors for Sacred, and they are. I wish I had fans like them.
Yeah, like I'm saying, they're making their fans proud. We will make y'all proud when we get to that level. Oh God. Let's talk about more morons. Nicki Minaj is asking fans. She asked them earlier this week, should she add Cat Williams to her tour? Her tour is literally like next week. It's next week. But you're still trying to like make adjustments? Do y'all know what goes into a tour? I don't think she's ready to go on tour. I'm kind of nervous. She'll be in your neck of the woods. I think she'll be in Oakland March 1st.
Yeah, I won't be there.
You
I
sure?
I have to wash my hair that night.
Your pubic hair? Where's the hair?
I gotta wash and condition. I gotta get one of the mayonnaise treatments. You know that takes a good 30 minutes, so I can get it to lay flat.
I don't know. I just thought that was just really strange. Like, she's still asking for tour add-ons, like, in the final hour.
And also, Cat Williams is a comedian. The last thing Nicki Minaj wants or needs is someone that is going to be honest about what goes on backstage and the interactions between you and that husband. Because he's going to see it all. And he's going to make a joke about it. And you, my dear, will be the punchline. That is like, I don't even want that for you, Nicki. That type of clowning, like, you couldn't survive.
And speaking of her husband, like, I remember a lot of y'all, well, I saw on social media, someone posted, like, Live Nation putting a warning that a black offender was going to be in the building. And was that real? I think it wasn't real, was it?
It wasn't real. It was fake, and it was verified as fake. That's why I didn't report on it. Okay. But when I saw it, it looked so real. I was like, oh my God, this is hilarious. But it was still quite funny.
It was. And someone took the time to do that, which is it's just crazy to me.
It wasn't that much time. That was just a quick little paragraph.
Well, speaking of taking the time to do something, this 50-part TikTok, please inform me, y'all. Like, what was it? Who did I marry?
Who Did I Marry by Risa Tisa.
Please give me the Cliff Notes. I'm a minute, because I'm not watching 50 TikToks. Isn't that like 6 hours worth of stuff? Oh,
6 hours.
Nope. Ain't nothing that important. Nope. That could have been an email. No. What's the Cliff Notes? Please.
I am halfway through, and the Cliff Notes is don't date men in Atlanta.
And it took her 6 hours to get to the point.
I mean, well, it's 6 hours because she's kind of going through every scam you can get scammed with in Atlanta.
Wow. I mean, is it entertaining?
There are moments that, like, there are definitely moments, and then there are moments where it's like, it's an epic. It's a true epic. It's like a Game of Thrones. It's like a full season. We're not used to it. Like, it's like when you break it down into 6 hour chunks, it's like a mini series. And if you look at it like that, it's like, okay, I'll watch a couple episodes. Like, I'll binge watch, a couple episodes, then I'll put it away. Like, I'll probably watch another maybe 1 or 2 episodes this weekend and then finish it off maybe Wednesday.
Here's the thing. Like, if I was in maybe like a cubicle all day or somewhere that, like, I'm forced to be, then yeah, maybe I'll have time to do that. But I couldn't even get through all of Cat Williams' interview. And that was like, what, 3 hours, I think? And I only got to like half of that. Like, I'm a content creator too. It's really hard to like really try to focus on 50 TikToks.
Also, I watched it on YouTube where it was like just an hour chunks, and then I would listen to it on 1.75 speed, so I would get through it twice as fast.
So here's a little weird thing about me. I can't listen to it sped up like that because it just kind of weirds me out. It gives me anxiety listening to something that fast and trying to like really pay attention to it.
It definitely took me a minute. It is like you really have to like listen.
Right.
Like once you get into the groove of listening to it that fast, then it's like, oh, okay, I'm cool.
And
But
how many hours does that shave off though?
it takes off some time. It's you're getting that, you're getting it halftime, so that way it's like it might be an hour and a half. You'll only have like 50 minutes to edit, including all the time you talked.
That's crazy. Well, good luck on finishing that story. Maybe you can report back to us. So let's get to our final story, y'all. And it's a sad one. It's our girl Wendy Williams, and that special airs tonight, part one of this documentary that was supposed to be her gearing up for her podcast, but turned into something very different and very just I don't know. It's just so sad to see. Like every clip I've watched, it's like, damn, like what a fall from grace. Like it's sad to see. And in the beginning, it just looked like exploitation, like her caregivers, what's going on. And then later in the week, it was reported that she has a condition, and the diagnosis was, what was it? Looking for the story. Live show. Oh, okay. So it was revealed that she's been diagnosed with primary progressive aphasia and frontotemporal dementia. Apparently, it's the same thing that Bruce Willis is suffering from. Aphasia is a disorder that impacts communication, including speech, writing, and the ability to understand language. Frontotemporal dementia, also known as FTD, is a progressive condition that affects cognitive function and tends to result in changes in behavior, speech, and disposition.
And I just feel terrible for her.
Yeah. I'm definitely going to watch. Are you going to be watching?
No, my grandmother had dementia. I can't.
Oh, so you're just going to skip out whole thing.
My grandmother had it. I've already been through this. I've seen that movie in real life. No, thank you.
Oh, okay. I mean, I got you. I mean, it is very heartbreaking for Wendy fans. And during this, I think she is being manipulated too. And I'm just wondering, like, someone brought it up in the chat, like, where's the son? Like, he's of age this time. Like, what's going on with that?
That is interesting.
Like, why isn't he in control?
Yeah, that's very odd.
And especially, I'm sure his livelihood is still coming from her. So why can't he take care of her too, or at least make sure she's good?
Where it's like he should be her caretaker. But like, I heard a rumor that he was trying to get her to buy him an apartment, and I think that's what set off all this guardianship thing.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not sure.
But I do think that her mom's death, as well as the divorce, really took a toll. Like, just made things worse for her.
Yeah, where it was all, but also I think it could have been the mini stroke she had on TV. I think that was the start, and I don't think
that was
new.
That was definitely the start, like, of all of this. Like, you know how shocking that is? Like, on live TV. I think I remember seeing it live.
Was I watching it live? I mean, if you weren't watching it live, it was on Twitter in 50 seconds.
Yes.
Before we even knew because like there was that good hour where we were like, is she all right?
But it is interesting.
No, she came right back. But it was like, you need to, like, you shouldn't have finished the show.
But it is interesting. It's the people like the caretakers of Wendy versus her family and the production company in charge um of the documentary. And I guess they were putting all this out, and then just what's the word I'm looking for? Coincidentally, her diagnosis came out. So something is going on behind the scenes.
I agree. But I hope they're able to make her comfortable.
Yeah, I do think that some alcohol abuse may have like exacerbated her situation.
It
Ugh.
could have been that, and then the lymphedema. It all came together. It all happened so quickly.
Right. I mean, she's had quite the career, and she'll always be known for her legacy. It's just sad for me because it's like the messy auntie, like the one you see at Thanksgiving, always implying that you're gay, even though you're not out yet. And she gets on your nerves sometimes, but you find her entertaining, at the end of the day, and you still love her, even though you're used to her messy ass. So that's how I kind of feel like it's just that messy auntie who's really going through it, and I just feel bad for her. Because we've always had things to say about Wendy Williams, but there was still a respect for her and her legacy.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
She was the first to do it.
It feels like a family member of mine. Like she really would have had that kitchen table talk, like be wildly inappropriate, wildly. Like wishing death on people on live TV. Like, what is just some of y'all's favorite Wendy Williams moments? Like, really? Like belching on air, farting on air, pulling the
notes out of her wig. My favorite Wendy moment was when the show first started, probably like second or third season. Yeah, it was those 2 seasons when she was really committed to the after show. And she would put the after show on YouTube. And sometimes you'd only get like 5 minutes, but sometimes you get like 15, 20 minutes of like really juicy, good talk after the show and talk about all of her projects. And then she'd have wardrobe fittings with Mimsor. And like, you really got to see like the behind the scenes of the talk show. And like, I loved her so much then. And she would give like career advice, or if you want to be like me and being an intern and what you need to do, and always talking about her experiences. And she in that she was very like the fabulous auntie that was trying to give you some advice. And I remember I even met her wardrobe stylist, Mimsor.
Mm-hmm. I remember meeting Wendy Williams when I was living in Atlanta. This was for her book signing, and oh my gosh, like I don't even think I can find. I gotta find this picture. I'm gonna post it, but yeah, like she was so nice, and I was so excited, like because that the Wendy Williams show was everything, and I've been to the show multiple times. When she was completely in it and messy as hell. And then unfortunately, like I went to the last time I saw Wendy, it was like the lights were on and nobody was home. Like she was just getting through the motions, but it was just nothing behind the eyes. And you see that on the special. So it was definitely a difference from when I first saw her to when I last saw her.
They wouldn't let me on the show. Whenever I would, like, you would get tickets, I would never get tickets. They would never give me tickets.
That was some type of
shade
conspiracy or something. I totally forgot about that. Anytime you're like in your neighborhood,
there's always one in the neighborhood,
right? Yeah, there was this one pocket where I thought I was banned from the Wendy Williams show.
Yeah, I never got to go. I tried. I applied for tickets multiple times, never would even get an email back. I really do think they knew who I was.
Yeah. People know who you are. Just like that picture with the Reed, we will not have that picture with Beyonce.
Yes, we will.
I will have that picture with Beyonce by myself. But we can take a picture with another celebrity.
Oh, thank you. She is sunshine. Beyonce would take a picture with me. Why wouldn't she?
I don't think we have enough time left for me to explain that.
Beyonce does not have enough time to go through all media that is about her. Like, and
Well,
I've never
I've
said
done.
anything about, and I've talked about her song Stealing Father, her Camel-esque husband. I ain't say nothing about them kids. I ain't say nothing about them kids. And if she didn't, like, everybody has a problem with your ugly ass husband. So what else is new? Crystal and Kid Fury have said shit about Jay-Z. So please. So we good. We real good.
Well, okay. Oh, well, those were our hot topics today.
Well, I guess on that note, I'll see you sooner than Marlo sees a new show.
You were ready. I love that. Let's see. I'll see you sooner than Normani's album release date.
Oh, Lord. Bye, y'all.
Bye.